Hello world, you're watching 80s Music Twin Ranked. I'm Joel.
I'm Chris.
And this week is a sad video because Olivia Newton-John died.
She's had cancer 3 times, I believe. Breast cancer to start with.
Yeah,
30 years ago.
Yeah, so if we go back, refer a couple things back to our last video. Chris mentioned we're doing Weird Al, which we'll be doing Weird Al after we do Olivia Newton-John. Yeah. But yeah, we're stopping because she died.
Now, she was on our list, just she wouldn't have been this soon.
Soon, right.
Yeah.
And kind of prophetical.
Yeah, last week we did Sammy Hagar, and I had said the previous band he was in was
Melbourne. Which was actually Montrose, but he said Melbourne. Guess where she grew up?
Melbourne. She born in.
Was she born in there?
Okay, Melbourne, Australia. Yep.
Coincidence? Yeah, pretty much. But not to be funny when somebody died, but you know, her career did not really span. I mean, it did. If you look at it, she kept singing past the 80s and beyond, just like a lot of artists go. But I say mid 80s, and that was it, right?
Yeah,
pretty much. She had a few ranked, but
she's had albums since, and she was even on. I saw her with Jimmy Fallon. So I don't know if that was Late Show or Tonight Show, but still.
But her career practically, for all intents and purposes, ended when people like Tiffany and Debbie Gibson.
Yeah, because they're saying she was like in her 40s.
Old one.
Yes.
In comparison, which is, I don't know. But, you know, her career really started back in 71, so. And she was young looking, and she was a country star.
Yeah, I mean, we were like... Geez, when she put out, I remember Physical coming out.
Yeah.
And we would like go to like birthday parties or roller rink or something and hear that song. And we were like, 11 to 14. Probably, most kids our age probably had a crush on her, I'm sure.
Probably, so. Yeah. Well, I know people from the 70s for sure did, because when she was in Grease.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody fell in love with her with that. But she starts out as a country star, which again, I think there was controversy from that just because she was Australian. And they're like, how dare you act like you're a southern person, and she just...
Yeah, she moved to the UK, where she was there for a while. She was actually part of a duo. Her and a woman named Pat Carroll.
Which most people would know as the
voice of Ursula from Little Mermaid, yeah.
Yes.
And Pat Carroll died within the last month, too.
Right. Again, coincidence?
Yes.
Okay, so I don't know that I knew any of her country stuff. I remember actually driving down to that church we used to go to down south, and Have You Ever Been Mellow came on by whatever station we were listening to. I'm like, who's this? And she said, Living It None. And she goes, you've never heard this? I'm like, I don't think so. And that was the #1 song.
The first song that I saw that I knew that I remember of hers was I Honestly Love You.
Right, which came...
And I had no idea that was that early. I thought it was one of her Around Grease songs.
Correct, yes. And so she's had... the 2 songs we just mentioned, both were hit #1. She's had 5 #1 hits overall. But yeah, I mean... when they said her name, for all I knew, that was Juice Newton. Olivia Newton-John, Juice Newton, they're both country people, and I didn't know who they were.
Juice Newton, what they do, Queen of Hearts?
Yes. So, but yeah, once did she basically have to hit movies for people to know who she is?
Yeah, well, Grease is when she became big. She actually had Totally Hot just before it.
What? I think it was after it. I think Grease came second.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Okay, all right.
Totally Hot was before Grease.
Oh, okay, that's what you meant by that.
Yes.
All right. So, yeah, she looked at the movie and said, Sandy 1, Sandy 2, I'm going to do the same thing in my career. And that's what she did.
Yeah, I remember way back when seeing Xanadu. That was another movie she did. She's been in 3, right? Twist of Fate.
She's been in more. Those three musicals are basically the ones that...
Yeah, but I remember seeing Xanadu on TV. It was like a late night prime time, like Channel 5.
I don't remember seeing it.
I don't know if it was a television movie.
I don't remember
it on the theater.
I don't remember seeing it on TV. I remember going to get the video and finally watched it.
And I will bet the reason I saw that movie and wanted to see it was because of Michael Beck, because we liked the Warriors.
Yeah. So
And
you
we
get the
knew he was
star
in
of
it.
the Warriors.
So if you like the Warriors and then you turned on Xanadu and expecting something similar.
Nope. Or if you liked Olivia Newton-John in Grease and expected something similar. Nope. And that movie was Gene Kelly's final.
He directed it, right?
movie. Did he?
I think
I don't. No. He did, and here's how I know he didn't direct it. Okay.
I thought he did.
So, in 1980, Xanadu comes out. I don't know if I think it was considered. It made its money back, but you need to actually go like twice as much because of distribution costs to actually not be a financial disaster. So it was a bomb. But and even Two of a Kind, bomb. But both soundtracks were amazing.
Yeah, and now Two of a Kind, we mentioned this in a previous video, I believe. Or a video we haven't put out, but we will in the next few weeks, where we thought Two of a Kind was a kind of sequel to Grease, just because
John Travolta, they paired them up
also-
again. Yeah. We'll get further details on those two movies, but those are the three movies for her, and that's it. And no wonder her movie career didn't flourish after that, and definitely no wonder his movie career didn't go anywhere after that.
No, yeah, because what did they say? Pulp Fiction was the comeback, or was it Look Who's Talking was first? Which one was first?
Look Who's Talking, but that's not considered a comeback for him because it's only his voice.
Okay.
So he had Pulp Fiction was when he was really a comeback star. But so you look at Xanadu. Let's do Xanadu. The reason I know Gene Kelly didn't direct it is because the director of that movie won the very first Razzie Award for Best Director. Best Director. I forget what his name is. But
now, as Rush fans, they had a song
not
called
the same Xanadu.
But we had not. Xanadu the movie was out way before we were even into Rush. So
yeah, we wouldn't have known what Xanadu meant. Or when you look it up on Wikipedia, it's spelled totally different because it's an actual city in Mongolia.
Okay.
Whoever Kublai Khan was, maybe it's a Chinese.
You're thinking of Genghis Khan, maybe.
Well, no, there is a Kublai.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I know.
you know the Rush song.
Yeah.
The dynasty of Kublai Khan. He says it. All right, which Xanadu do you like better?
Rush. One where I can play all those good drum parts.
Okay, so you like Rush's Xanadu better than Living, even though you have hers as high as number 2 on your list.
I would guess I would call Xanadu if I were to watch it. It'd be a guilty pleasure because I don't think it's not that bad. It's an easy sit through. It's not. There are bad movies out there.
That was a bad movie.
It's a bad movie, but
I watched it and I'm like, that's a bad movie. Even it wasn't watchable.
Well, that's why that would be a guilty pleasure because you feel guilty for liking it. So
okay, maybe. And props to ELO too because it's her and ELO that make that soundtrack. Although ELO songs on that soundtrack, I don't remember. I only remember the 3 she sings. Okay.
Well, there's a version where it's of Xanadu. It's just ELO. It's not even her singing.
Really? Did they put that song on her out?
It might be on the soundtrack. Possibly.
Okay. Now, this will be easy. Which studio album of hers would you buy?
Not a soundtrack.
Not a soundtrack.
Not a soundtrack. Because my wife has Grease. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I would probably. It's not totally hot. It's the one that has Physical on it, right?
It's called Physical.
It's called Physical. Yeah.
So that would be the one I bought too, because if you look once, I think she only put out like 4 albums.
And again, that's the CD
80s.
I've seen. Somebody we knew from school had that album.
I don't remember who that.
And it was at a birthday party.
Yeah.
It was probably one of the girls that went to high school that invited everybody over. It was weird. Birthday parties were weird back when. It wasn't. It was almost like you didn't just invite your friends. You invited the whole class.
Okay, so that's the album I would probably buy too. Now amongst the 3 soundtracks, which one would you buy?
I'd probably do Xanadu.
Xanadu?
I think so too. I think I'd get Xanadu
so
one before Grease.
Grease is too much of a high school musical type of thing because they're actually taking the music, even the one. I just heard Summer Nights because she died and then everyone was playing her. Well, actually, I didn't hear a whole lot. But Summer Nights was the one they played.
It was funny because so last week when maybe it wasn't last week. It was Monday. I was driving home. Well, the day she died. Was that Monday?
I don't remember which day she died.
It had to be this
Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, okay. I'm driving home and I had We Play Anything, and it's Physical is on. And I'm like, wow.
They don't
I
play.
have never heard of Olivia Newton-John. I had no idea she passed away. Now, if I changed the station and heard her again,
Then
I
you
would
would've
have known
known.
something. I would know something was up.
Yeah. So, okay. So, and we definitely aren't buying any of her first 10 albums that are all country.
Yeah.
Even though she's got 2 #1 hits. Just to recap what the #1 hits are. Hopefully, I Honestly Love You. Have you never been mellow? Out of Grease, You're the One That I Want actually was a #1 hit, right? And then Physical was a #1 hit, and if I'm correct, what was the other one that was on that one? I'll have to look. Magic from Xanadu, that was a #1 hit. Overall, the year-end chart, that one was #3. I believe Pink Floyd's another one hits Another Brick in the Wall,
Yeah.
and Call Me From Blind.
Now, before she died, I did hear, every now and then they would play You're the One That I Want. I'd hear that on the radio.
Yeah, I hear that one. But Summer Nights is the one I just heard recently. Okay, all right, before we get to the meat of the board, Physical is considered the biggest song of the entire 1980s for some reason. And I think it's because when it was out, it was at #1, 10 straight weeks. And only one other song had done that before. I forget which song it was.
Yeah.
Something from Linda Ronstadt, I believe.
Yeah, and obviously the song
Controversial.
is about.
Yes.
Yes, it's about that.
I mean,
But the video, they
makes it look like you're talking about
exercise.
working out, right?
Yeah.
And that clothing caught on for some reason.
Well, the headband. The headband.
Oh, the
for
headband?
sure.
Okay.
People started wearing the headbands in public.
I was trying to watch the whole video. Apparently, I didn't see the whole video because at the end, 2 of the men, the fat men get buff, and then 2 of them walk out holding hands together. So it's the
Okay.
first gay couple ever in a music video. And so now, if it was put out now, it's not controversial. Back then, of course, it was controversial. So Physical, here's an interesting fact. Physical was the very first video on Beavis and Butthead. They were to sit down and watch the TV.
Yeah,
That's the
making
first
comments
video,
for it, yeah.
First video they ever watched. And yeah, so that, and get this, that song was originally offered to Rod Stewart. And because
But he has a song that's sort of similar. I wouldn't call it too similar, but Infatuation.
You think
I
that's
guess
similar?
I would like. It's not well.
not really, but they wanted,
Forget I said
they
anything.
wanted to give that to a macho guy. Is he
Yeah.
considered a macho guy? Of course, back then, who's the Village People has talked about macho men, so maybe that's what they were talking about. That type of macho guy. Could be, I don't know. And then what else? Oh, Tina Turner was offered that too. She should have taken that because her career was going nowhere. Right, and so let's go to the movies. Back to the movies. So, Two of a Kind. You ever see that movie?
I don't know if I've.
That's the only 3.
I might have. I just don't remember.
Out of the 3, that's the only one I've never seen. Right? Gene Hackman plays the voices of God. Right? And the plot somewhat is God's looking down, and because of how the human race is, he wants to flood the planet again, even though he promised not to. and 4 other angels convince him not to if something happens, right? Now, let me just tell you, that's not a plot for the 80s. That's a plot for today. You should look down now and want to flood the planet, right? What was bad happening?
Well, now in Xanadu, the beginning is it Zeus? There's a Greek guy.
Oh yeah. I don't know who plays him though.
And Olivia Newton-John's character and several other characters
She's
are
up
actually
there.
they're graffiti, and they become alive.
Yeah.
They become alive at the beginning to the song "I'm Alive" by ELO.
Yeah.
And being an '80s movie, it was '80s, right?
Yes, 1980.
Of course, they're on roller skates.
Just talked about roller skates in Dire Straits video. This is a time period. By the way, I just found this out. Making Movies was actually one of the top 10 selling studio albums that year it came out. What's up with that? Okay, so yeah, roller skates. It was a thing back then. And I think one of the reasons the director was considered bad is because at the end when they're doing her Xanadu, and he doesn't get any high shots where you can see the choreography. It's just horrible directing. Put the camera here, so it just looks like a mess of people roller skating around. All right, Xanadu is supposed to be a remake, I guess, of a Rita Hayworth movie, because Gene Kelly's character is actually the exact same character, Danny McGuire, from a movie she was in. I think it was called Cover Girl. Was he an angel too, or he was just a normal guy?
No, he's a normal guy. He's a guy. Well, supposedly Olivia Newton-John character had done this before, and so he's like he remembers her from his past. So it's like she met him again while he's older, but also as this new guy. So the new guy is like him in the past, as I'm relating.
Okay. Yeah, you said it's a watchable movie. Let me tell you that at this time, there were 3 movies I watched within a 2-month span that I considered 3 of the weirdest movies I've ever seen. Xanadu is one. Zardoz with Sean Connery is the other.
Zardoz once, and I'm like,
in case you don't know, Zardoz is the last. It's the Wizard of Oz with the W-I.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Zardoz, and then Thoroughly Modern Millie. Totally weird movie. Those 3 of them, or I think Zardoz is not a musical, but those 3 movies.
I don't want to get on a tangent with Zardoz. Okay, so Zardoz, he sees the Tsar, the Doz from the book Wizard of Oz. Right. He's like, it's all fake. Well, wait a minute. We just saw a flying head at the beginning, and something's real.
Right.
You can't tell me it's totally fake. There's stuff going on. It's just weird.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, but that movie's out there. And you can't say the director didn't want that vision because he wrote it and produced it. So.
Yeah, John Borman? Was that right? From, who did Emerald Forest? And
Deliverance, right?
Deliverance, yeah. So what was he? No, not Deliverance. Deliverance was the guy who, Michael Cimino.
Oh, okay.
Cimino?
Yeah.
That guy got canceled because of Heaven's Gate.
Then I can't remember what else he did. But he did something that was good.
Alright, what was the other movie? The third movie?
Was Thoroughly Modern Millie.
Oh yeah, which I've never seen.
Yeah. That's alright. You're none the wiser. Ignorance is bliss. Okay, so back to hers. She video-wise, she apparently went to get involved in making videos more than other people, but she's got like 3 or 4 videos where all she's doing is singing in a bar. It doesn't look like a video; it just looks like her at a bar with her band.
I remember in the '80s, didn't she have a special also where she was like center stage? This was all around her, and I don't remember what the thing was called. But.
Yeah, and so maybe she was similar to Donnie and Marie. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, so sad news that she's gone though. It's like, people that you like, they're like Kelly Preston. She died young.
Yeah.
Farrah Fawcett from Wings, she died young. Now, Olivia Newton-John wasn't that young, but it's like characters that died, you're like sad. And we got horrible people that won't die, and they're still alive.
How about even people that aren't horrible, like Mel Brooks? Still alive. He's 96 years old.
That's right. There are some people pushing 100. It's like, wow. And 70. Compared to them, that's young. Okay, I think we've covered everything.
Pretty much.
Beavis and Butthead already said. Weird Al do anything for them?
No,
Probably
of
not.
course not.
Yeah, she might have had something Christmassy or not. Covered her movies, pretty much 3. Obviously bigger singer than movie star. Because 2 out of 3 are horrible. Believe it or not, Xanadu, even though the director won for a Razzie, Two of a Kind has a worse rating. So
I would say
that's considered worse.
That's probably considered a cult movie now, I would think.
Two of a Kind, even?
No.
Xanadu,
I'm sure.
Yeah, probably because of its weirdness. A lot of cults, that's what cults do. They choose something weird. It's not mainstream.
Yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and get to our top
10.
And I know there's something I want to talk about aside from that. But all right, so here's something I forgot to say. Okay, 2 of the movies. We'll start with this first. 2, the honorable mentions, you lose 2, I lose 1. The 2 you lose are the other two Grease songs that did not hit #1. So that would be "Hopelessly Devoted to You," which she sang in the movie one when she was on the swing. I remember that much.
Yeah,
Her only solo
what
song
I really like is the second part when she goes, ah, she's way up high.
Yeah. And then the other...
That just shows you her vocal range.
The other song would be "Summer Nights," the one I just heard. And that, it's not a radio-friendly song because it's them singing, but then you got the other people going, "Damn me more, damn me more." It's like, well, you can't pick that one to be in the top 10. All right. And so, because those are from Grease, this is what I think. I remember seeing Grease 2 before Grease.
Yeah, we watched it on cable all the time.
It was on cable, so we would have saw it all the time, and that's Michelle Pfeiffer before she was a star. And I remember at one point I did like that movie before I liked the.
Yeah, the only song I remember.
Which one do you like better? Grease
the only song I remember right now offhand would be "Cool Rider."
Right. And then Maxwell Caulfield, did he star in anything?
He was, but
I mean, I know he started stuff, but anything popular?
I don't know.
Probably not. Yeah, he went off into oblivion, like Michael Beck. Okay, the song "I Lost" was deeper than the night, and that came from, I think it's from "Totally Hot." So that kind of, she was still sounding country.
I had it up there.
Yeah,
just not in the top 10.
Right.
I had it up
but
there.
that's probably her last song that still sounds a little bit country-ish. Unless you consider any of the Grease ones country-ish, do you?
No.
No, they just have that bounciness to them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, number 10, coming from Xanadu. Believe it or not, all 3 Xanadu songs. How many of the movie songs are on our list compared to normal songs?
I say like 50-50 would be 5 each. So I'm gonna say 6 or 6 or movie songs.
I think 6 are movie songs. Okay.
You probably know.
I know. Okay, so the first one would be from Xanadu. That would be the oddball one. So we mentioned ELO and her by herself. This ain't her either. This is her with Cliff Richard. And that's "Suddenly." So probably the slowest song on our list. So it's an oddball. It's like when the Three Stooges say 5, 10, 15. Hey, who put that 100 in here? It's the oddball. Okay, so suddenly I have this one at 12. You have this at 8. And you watch that video. The lucky guy, he gets to kiss her at the end. he had a good career too, but I don't remember him at all. You look at under his name, he's got like at least 15 songs that were in the top 40. I'm like, who is this guy?
Did you see recognize any of the songs though?
No. No, just this one. Okay, next one up. This is the one that I don't like that it's way down here. This is from Physical. This is "Make a Move on Me." I have this as my 5. You have it 15. I can't believe that you don't like this one as much as I do.
Oh, hold on. I had it at 15 and she has 36.
I know she's got a lot, but you're putting...
That's up there.
All 3 of the Grease songs were above them. I don't consider this worse than like "Summer Nights." Not at all. Okay, but I like "Make a Move on Me." It's not as strong as her other studio songs, but I still like it. And it actually, it's similar to the other ones. It's her singing in the bar. But I've seen other videos where, like that studio you said, where she's like got a show. I saw that version too, where she's walking up and down these big long steps. She is skinny. Let me just tell you, I'm watching this video and I'm like, she's a twig. Weird. Anyways,
there's a woman called Twiggy. She's still alive, I think.
All right, so that I'm at least made the top 10, but.
So he complained a bit tonight.
You didn't like it as much. Okay, it's weird. So this song actually was as high as number 5 on the charts. She has another song, "Physical," this song, and "Heart Attack." No, "Heart Attack" came on the Greatest Hits. Sorry. But "Heart Attack" from the Greatest Hits, I don't remember that playing on the radio.
I do. I remember that one.
I remember that one went as high as number 3, and I'm like, I don't remember hearing it as often to be that big of a hit. Okay, so here's the next "Two of a Kind." This one came from Two of a Kind. This is Living in Desperate Times. I have this at 7. You have it at 12. Another song I like better than you. Or I don't. Maybe it's one of those things where I have it ranked lower, but I still like it more than you. That could be, I guess. That came from Two of a Kind, like I said. And that one, do you remember that one on the radio?
I don't remember that one either.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
And I think, maybe I could be wrong. I'm mixing her videos that I don't remember which one. I know she has one video, and it might not be this one. It might be another one where she's dancing with her husband at the time, Matt Latanzi.
I remember one of the movies he started.
My Tutor.
Yes.
I've never seen that movie, but I do know that the tutor was the mom from that Jason Bateman show.
Yeah, It's Your Move. Yeah,
which was a good show. We watched that one. Okay, so Living in Desperate Times.
we are.
Yeah. Again.
Everything always relates. In 2022, we are living in desperate times.
Right. Okay, next one up, coming from the second greatest hits. I have to say, Heart Attack came from the second one because there was a original one probably back in the late 70s, and it had nothing but her country hits. Don't get that one. Unless you're a country music fan. Okay, so Heart Attack at number 7. I have this one at 8. You have it at 10. So we're getting all the songs that I like out of the way and you don't.
Yeah. Kind of weird. You're giving me a heart attack. Maybe I shouldn't be around you. Sad.
Hey, this is like Jump. It's like, hey, heart attack. Let's sing about cancer next. Okay, next one up would be number 6. This is another our only song coming from Greece. One that obviously wasn't on your honorable mention. And it hit number 1 on the charts. And that's You're the One That I Want. You're the One That I Want.
Yeah. Ooh, ooh, ooh.
I was wondering if you'd do it.
Yeah, so the 2 songs that were released, Summer Nights, beginning of the movie.
Right.
You're the One I Want, end of the movie.
Right, and that's why this one charted at number 1, because it had Bad Sandy, where she was in their leather outfit, and suddenly like, yeah, that's a good hit.
Yeah, both got good bass parts, I think.
Yes.
Well, the beginning, the Summer Nights was do 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 do,
right,
and You're the One I Want. What was that again?
Okay. So you have this one at 6, and I have it at 9, which is the highest ranking we have for any of the. So we both agree this is the best Grease song.
Okay.
And so does the world because it hit number 1. It's funny. There is a debate out there. Who do you like, Sandy 1 or Sandy 2 better? I mean, what that question is basically saying?
What?
Do you like
her hairstyle and clothing, pretty much?
Well, that too. But do you like Ginger on Get What Gonzalez?
Or Marianne?
That's what it is. Do you like the normal, down-to-earth girl or the superstar model? Okay. Next one up, number 5. Physical, coming from
Physical.
You didn't know that. I mean, what did you think the album title was?
No, I had to process the question. Not that fast.
Both of us put this at number 4, and why there's controversy. You know what? She does have that one line. You know which line it is. There's no more talking.
The only one I hear over and over goes, "You know what I mean." She says that like 2 or 3 times during the song.
Okay, yeah, she does. Well, she says something else. In place of that once, she said something else. And I think that line in particular.
Horizontally?
Right.
That one?
That one got her song banned from the radio in several cities. And I think they were like in Utah, Mormon-based. Which is funny because they banned that song, yet they're allowed to have multiple wives.
Okay, so one. Okay, back in the 80s, I thought, thinking of movies that came out, and that was tame.
Right. Well, like Porky's came out the very next year.
Yeah, like,
right. Yeah, I know what you mean by that.
I mean, compared to, Elvis was before that, and everybody's upset he's gyrating his face.
Or People are
Yeah, and put that song on now and they're like, lame. Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, what, a couple years ago, the #1 song was called WAP.
No,
You can't even describe that to somebody
Yeah.
because it's that bad, and yet it was the #1 song of the
Yeah.
year. So yeah, the Physical definitely would be not even. It wouldn't have charted. Obviously not because it's a good song. So and today's music sucks. All right, next one up, Xanadu, coming from
Xanadu.
I have.
Are you gonna do that every time?
Yes, I have this. That's the only other time I'm going to do it. Well, no, I can. No, yeah, I can't do it anymore. I have this at 6. You have it at 2, and I think I mean, I like other songs better, but towards the end of that song, where she's like, "Woo," it does sound like a film song wrapping up the song, but it does have an otherworldly type of sound to it.
Yeah.
When she's singing.
Well, it's coming from ELO, their orchestra.
Yeah, you're right. So it's got that to it.
Now, because you're doing this physical, good for physical, Xanadu.
Okay.
Now, what if we did? If we did Grease, there is a song called Grease.
Oh yeah,
From Grease.
not
If
from
that was in our list, would it be the highest Grease song?
Yes, it would.
Yeah, it'd be
I keep it, and that one actually plays today
Yeah.
pretty often.
Yeah.
Frankie Valli,
Yes.
and I like that one.
I love the horns. The horns.
Not only that, the movie itself. But I like that it's played during the credits where it's animated.
Yeah.
So, back to the Frankie Valli song. I like the fact that it's played during the opening credits and it's all animated. You know, they're obviously the word grease is in grease because they're all putting grease on their head. That's what they did back then.
Yeah, that's probably John Travolta's character.
As a matter of fact, were they called greasers?
I don't remember. I haven't seen that movie in a while.
There's people who are diehard fans.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my wife is one of them.
I thought she was. I thought maybe.
But I couldn't tell you.
I think in one movie somebody's called greasers. I think it's them.
I just know that they were the women were pinky, weren't they? Pinky.
Yes, Pink Ladies.
Pink Ladies. Yeah. That's the only. I can't remember the guys.
You know, and was this movie the?
They did have a song called Grease Lightning. Grease Lightning!
Is this movie the inspiration? That's somewhere about they're bouncing on the car and all? Yeah, they're trying to rev up the car, the Thunderbird or whatever it is. Was this the inspiration for either Happy Days or Sha-Na-Na? That's around the same time frame.
No.
Or would that come first?
Happy Days was way before this.
Okay.
This movie was 1978.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
So Happy Days was 60s, wasn't it?
No.
70s? Was it early 70s?
Definitely 70s.
Early 70s.
Come the 80s, you had Joni Loves Chachi, so that was a spin-off.
Yeah, so I think Happy Days came first.
Okay. All right. So, but Sha-Na-Na, probably not. It wasn't mentioned.
Do you remember? Okay, Happy Days. We're getting off on Olivia Newton-John. Happy Days.
Okay.
Which theme song do you remember?
Sunday, Monday, Happy Days. Tuesday, Wednesday.
There was 2.
Okay, what was the other one?
1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, you're right.
4 o'clock.
Well, there was two owls. There was an owl.
Yeah.
And then Pat Morita was the original.
Yes.
One. Okay, so all right. Back to Olivia Newton-John. Number 3. I think I was saying this already. From Xanadu, Magic. This was our #1 hit from the soundtrack, and yeah, this one sounds a little bit like A Little More Love. With the slowness of it. But I think this was a higher ranked hit. I like, it. What do I like about it? I forget what exactly I like about it. I have to listen to it again because some of these songs do blend. But I really like Magic. My question to you, similar to the other question, which song do you like? The Cars Magic? Olivia Newton-John Magic?
The Cars.
Do you like the Cars?
They're both up there though.
Yeah.
You know what I like about it is the guitar.
Yeah.
Well,
no, that's in a little.
Well, a little more. Like, they both have.
They both have it.
They both have a similar kind of guitar part.
Okay, and in the video, that keyboard player was trying to look goofy when he does this. What the heck? Quit being stupid. Okay, both of us put Magic at 3. So Physical was a 4 for both of us, even though it ranked as 5 on our list. only because you really like Xanadu as your number 2. Okay, next one up. You'll find this out from another video when he eventually puts it in from our movie list. My favorite song of hers is from the movie Two of a Kind because it's a movie song. Or a lot of her songs are movie songs, but my favorite is Twist of Fate because it sounds like a rock and roll song. A lot of her other songs are like a sultry kind of sound.
Yeah.
Which is nice for her because she does have a good voice that suits that.
Yeah, definitely a synthesizer.
Right. So this one didn't chart on the adult contemporary because of that reason. It didn't sound like her other stuff. But I have this as my number 1. You have it way down at 5. I was kind of disappointed it was at 5, but that's all right. It's still number 2. But I do agree that the other one's pretty good too. So
Wasn't there a movie called Twist of Fate? Was that the Steve Martin one, or was that one?
No, that's not called Twist of Fate.
What was that called? The Leap of Faith. I don't know.
Yeah, Twist of Fate. Maybe that's a Patrick Swayze movie.
I don't know.
Could be. I don't know. Means the movie wasn't very good. Okay, just like this one. All right, and so our number 1 comes from Totally Hot, so it's not an 80s song.
Yeah.
It's A Little More Love, and it's because it had that guitar part where
Yeah.
Of course, in the video.
I'm gonna have to listen again. I know Magic has something in there.
Yes, I know.
But it's not that.
I actually listened to them side by side. I'm like, man, they're so similar, except for that part.
Well, yeah, but your Magic does have a guitar part, just not like that.
Yeah.
It's like a laser.
Right. You know what? Magic has a little more. The drums going. All right, but you have the Little More Love at number 1, and I have it at 2. So I do like this song, but I like the other song better. But this one ranks as our twin range song, and that would be A Little More Love. And yes, we say 80s music is the best, but occasionally we veer out of it. Not by much. That came out in 78.
Yeah, but
so it was getting towards what
we
the
got
music
80s
was
hits
gonna
in
be.
there. That's the point. Is she was in the 80s. She does have songs in the 80s. That's
Right.
the point.
And you could say, because of her country career, she probably was a bigger star in the 70s than the 80s, even though Physical, which was in the 80s, was her biggest hit.
Yeah, and I don't think we would have known her back then because of how young we were at the time.
Right. Yeah. So.
Because in the 70s, we were listening to, the Muppet movie soundtrack, or Sesame Street records.
That's a guilty pleasure right there. I could still sit down and
Moving right along.
I know. I could still sit down and watch the Muppet movie and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Right? As a matter of fact, there's a guy that I watch, Steven Crowder.
Yeah.
And him and the comedian guy, they have a part where they're in a car and they sing the Moving Right Along song.
Okay.
All right, so that's our top 10. I'm happy with where most of them were, except for Make a Move on Me. I wish that should have been higher. But that's our list, and that's our tribute to Olivia Newton-John, who died, unfortunately. But, we didn't thought. Not like we knew her.
No, but it's funny because I listen to her songs and I'm like, in my mind, while listening to them, I'm like, oh yeah, she's still alive. It's, it's almost like it hasn't hit yet. It's just going.
And this is one thing I won't say about most groups. Put anything of hers on. I'll listen to anything of hers because they don't play her.
No, don't put the country song on.
Well, I'll let it.
Put her hits on. Any of her hits.
Well, the stations that focus on 80s, put those on. Because I hear nothing from her.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it. And then so the next video
will be Weird Al.
Will be Weird Al. All right, till then, see ya. Bye.